After 35 days of the longest shutdown in American history, America's government is officially open for business.
The shutdown is over.
800,000 furloughed federal workers will go back to work today and should be getting their back pay within days.
That fix only opens the government for 3 weeks, and it does not provide any new money for a border wall, as President Trump had demanded.
I am very proud to announce today that we have reached a deal to end the shutdown and reopen the federal government.
Okay, first of all, there's nothing to be proud of. Second of all, there's not really a deal. Like, have you ever noticed how all of Trump's accomplishments are just fixing things that he broke? He's like, folks, good news. I freed the immigrant kids from their cages. Wait, who put them in cages? Also me. I'm glad to announce North Korea isn't gonna blow us up anymore. Wait, why were they gonna blow us up? Because I called him a fat little rocket man. And who can forget when he dropped the White House bust of Abraham Lincoln, but then he was also the one who taped it back together. Yeah, and you can't even tell the difference. He's like, I'm proud to announce the refurbishment of this Lincoln statue. Sadly, it was not filled with candy, as I had hoped, folks. So the government shutdown is officially over, which is great, because federal workers are getting paid again. The FDA can inspect food again, and the national parks can finally clean up their trash and put it where it belongs, the ocean. And although the shutdown ended, that doesn't mean it hasn't left behind some lasting damage.
The nonpartisan budget office today estimated the last partial shutdown cost the economy $11 billion, $3 billion of which will never be recovered.
The government shutdown was particularly hard on contract employees. Those contractors aren't guaranteed back pay.
The IRS is going to be struggling to get returns out to some Americans on time.
It could take at least a year to get back to normal after 5 million pieces of mail went unopened.
You know, life is so unfair. The IRS just gets to be like, oh, sorry, we couldn't do your taxes because we didn't open our mail. But if we tried that, if we said, oh, we didn't file our taxes because we didn't open our mail, now all of a sudden we're roommates with Wesley Snipes. And don't get me wrong, I love Blade, but not 24 hours a day. So now, thanks to the shutdown, the IRS is behind like a year, which is bad news for everyone except Trump. He's probably gonna be like, oh, that's too bad. I was just about to have them release my tax returns. So although it was only 35 days, the government shutdown's effects will continue to hurt America for a while. And maybe it would have been all worth it for Trump if he had gotten some of that sweet, sweet war money. But he folded with nothing to show for it. And even some of his strongest supporters are admitting that Trump got owned by Nancy Pelosi bigly.
Some right-wing media analysts have been merciless in their criticism of President Trump. Broken man, biggest wimp. Trump just allowed Nancy to walk all over him.
It's clear Trump did not come out on top. I'm not going to spin it for you.
She has just whipped the President of the United States. In this no, stop. That's a victory for Nancy Pelosi. It will be perceived as such on every television monitor and screen in the country. And to deny it is to try to escape from reality.
Damn. You know it's bad when even Trump's personal cheerleaders are dunking on him. You understand, these are the people he watches every night to make him feel good about himself, and now they're trashing him. It's like, imagine if you had a book of inspirational quotes that you used every day, and then one day you opened it and it was like, nigga, kill yourself. That's the pain he's feeling right now. And you heard what Lou Dobbs said. If you can't acknowledge that Nancy Pelosi whooped Trump's ass, then you are not in touch with reality. And honestly, I don't know why Lou Dobbs delivered this message on TV. He could have just posted a sign in the Fox News break room.
Anyone out there, by the way, thinking President Trump caved today, you don't really know the Donald Trump I know. He right now holds all the cards. He will secure the border one way or another.
I don't see it as a cave. I see this as a process. This is a halftime stop in the action.
So, did he cave? Did he not? The answer is absolutely he did not cave.
He did not cave. He made a tactical decision, a strategy decision to pick the ground to fight on.
To pick the ground to fight on. To pick the ground. Yo, I'm sorry, this is unbelievable. No matter what Trump does, he's always a mastermind who's accomplishing precisely what he wanted to do. Like, if Trump was boxing and he got knocked out cold, like, Janine Pirro would be like, brilliant, another strategic consciousness pause by President Trump. You can't get knocked down if you stay on the ground. But look, if you ignore the stands over at Fox News, it's pretty clear this shutdown was a political disaster for President Trump. It hurt the economy. It destroyed his approval ratings. And worst of all, he's not getting his wall. And remember, Congress only has 3 weeks to reach an agreement on border security before the government runs out of money again. But the good news is there probably won't be another shutdown. Because after seeing how bad this shutdown went, like, only a true moron would think of shutting down the government again. And no one is that stupid, right?
We begin today with the president's acting chief of staff, Mick Mulvaney. Is the president really prepared to shut down the government again in 3 weeks?
Yeah, I think he actually is.
My man.